the Ethereum Foundation conspiracy. But first, let's check out this beer. So this beer comes from Human Robot. This is the Citra. They are normally known for their Czech-style pills with single axis Citra, brewed and canned in Philadelphia. Wow, this is nice and light. Is a real sipper. Summertime beer. So this is a fun topic. I've been working on this tweet, this release for years. It all started with a GitHub issue. And the question is, who can use the trademark Ethereum? We've got Namefile on the phone, but basically the name is the reputation, is the trademark. That is the basic part of your project, right? Who owns the trademark? Who can use the trademark? Is this a community project? What are the permissions around the brand? Killer questions, super important, need to be well defined. A lot of projects, like let's pick one, Algorand. We have Algorand Foundation. We have Algorand Corporation. This is like a ComNet.org situation. Look at OpenAI. OpenAI has a foundation that owns a for-profit organization because money. These things need to be defined clearly. Ethereum Foundation has not defined clearly how the brand works. And this is actually really important because the brand defines hard forks. When you have a blockchain, the real threat is that somebody will fork your project. Somebody will fork you and they will take your network away from you, just like any open source project. The difference is there's a lot of money riding on it. So if somebody takes your open source project like MySQL and renames it MariaDB, or they take your Red Hat Enterprise Linux and then they make a CentOS and then they steal it and they call it Rocky Linux, what's going on here? Are they going to take it away from you? No, both can live together. But when there's a blockchain, blockchains are centralized. Who decides if there's an upgrade to the ledger? And if you thought the answer was the community, you're wrong. That is not the correct answer here. For Bitcoin, the answer is the community. If you would like to fork Bitcoin, good luck. You're going to have to convince 51% of the people. It is a tough thing to fork Bitcoin. There's a lot of people watching Bitcoin. If you want to fork Ethereum, you have zero chance of succeeding. Even if you own 100% of the nodes, you cannot fork Ethereum because you don't own the trademark. The trademark is owned by Ethereum Foundation, which is not you. And therefore, if you take the Ethereum network and you try to hard fork Ethereum, you can't do that. They can sue you. Therefore, it's not your network. This is not a community-directed network. This is a foundation-directed network.
I think that this is the type of conversations that are hard for artists in the space to have. Some of them don't realize that they're building a brand and they're building a project and energy. I think that transition is where a lot of artists in the space struggle, that I've noticed.
That's right. You got to always build your brand, always be branding. They think the money goes to the community. They think the community directs. No, the money goes to the brand unless you completely forgo having a brand like Bitcoin. So we're going to look at Ethereum and we're going to see why Ethereum Foundation is not a community project. So it's kind of weird and there's some conspiracy here. So let's look at it. But first, let's open a GitHub issue. Ethereum Org Foundation issue number 11752. Originally posted on ethereum.org number 841 in 2018. This predates the ERC 721 standardization project because when ERC 721 came out, I promised everybody ERC 721 was going to come out and it was going to come out on an ERC project that was stable. It will come out on top of Solidity, which supports interoperable interfaces. And it was going to be built on top of a blockchain, Ethereum, that was a community project. During my work on NFT, I solved every one of these problems. I made sure that ERC worked. I made sure that the EIP process worked and did not require core developers to sign off on every single ERC. I made sure that Solidity worked and that you had interfaces and all of these things could work so we could have interoperable systems. But Ethereum, at the very bottom, still is not a community project. And I spelled this out with my flurry of pull requests and issues and complaints about all of the things. And The team cheerfully addressed every one of these issues except clarifying the legal rights around the Ethereum trademark. And I'm bringing back, it blows up. Today we're going to drop a hot piece of information, also involves NameFi. Here we go. Here is the question. The question is, if I fork Ethereum, can I use the Ethereum name and logo? That's the definition of a fork. Can I call it Ethereum Network number 1? Remember, Ethereum's been forked before, and they called the other one Classic because they wouldn't let the other one take the Ethereum name. Please specify the legal authority that applies to the brand usage guidelines. Does the Ethereum Foundation, their legal name is Stiftung Ethereum in Switzerland, have exclusive ownership over the trademark? They have the trademark, but are they exclusively owning it? Does that mean, that means if you use the Ethereum trademark, if you fork Ethereum and you want to use the Ethereum name, can you use that name? And now here's the question. If I copy WanChain, which is another blockchain, it was a little more popular in 2018, rename it to Ethereum, use the Ethereum logo, publish it at ethereum2.org, which would be the Ethereum trademark, what would be your standard response to the situation? And what legal authority do you have? Would you prevent somebody from creating a new blockchain, publishing it, naming it Ethereum, calling it Ethereum 2? At the time, Ethereum 2 didn't come out yet. And if that came out, what would be their response? This was a softball question. I wanted to give them a softball question because here's the hardball question. If a hard fork of Ethereum comes out and the Ethereum Foundation, the core developers support this version, but the community supports that version, will Ethereum Foundation use its influence against the community variant? Will the Ethereum Foundation sue the people from the community variant for using the Ethereum Foundation trademark? Okay? Now, some people might say, oh, well, if you fork Ethereum, you should change the chain ID. No, if you change the chain ID, that is not a fork. That's a new product, entirely unrelated. So the question is, you fork it, you keep chain ID 1, you keep network ID 1, and you tell everybody, this is Ethereum. You have a campaign, everything is politics. You convince the validators to upgrade their validator software to your new Ethereum variant, and you assert, this is the new Ethereum. This is a complete pirate move. I'm forking the community, I'm going against the all core devs, and I'm saying this is the new foundation. You're not waiting for the Ethereum blog, you're not waiting for anybody else, you're saying this is the new version, you convince everybody. This is a 100% attack. You can convince all of the validators. You call Coinbase, you call Binance, you call everybody with big validators, and you convince all of them this is the new version of Ethereum. Then the next question is, what is their move? Will Ethereum Foundation sue you or will they not sue you? That is the question. And again, don't tell me about changing the chain ID. Ethereum Foundation does not change the chain ID when they release a new version of Ethereum. They should, that's a different issue. But if they're not going to change their chain ID when they release every new version of Ethereum, which they should just stop releasing versions, it's ridiculous, then neither should you. So the next version of Ethereum, is it decided by all core devs or is it decided by the community? That's the question. There's a lot of questions here, no answers. We're going to force an answer. We've got to get more aggressive here. What happens if the relevance of Ethereum Foundation organization is threatened? There's Ethereum mainnet and there's Ethereum Classic. There's an EIP that I wrote for just calling it Ethereum mainnet. I would like to differentiate between Ethereum, the technology, and Ethereum mainnet, the network with chain ID, network ID 1. We passed that. So is Ethereum Classic authorized? Again, I think that the Ethereum project is deficient if they do not specify these details. I think that the Bored Ape Yacht Club project is deficient if they do not say how their trademark will be policed. If they're telling you that you need to buy an NFT to use the trademark, to use your Bored Ape on a commercial usage, they at the same time need to tell you that they're going to sue people that use the Bored Ape without permission. And as present, Ethereum Foundation is not a sound project because they don't specify these things. End result, I also wanted to make this more concrete. It's very easy to close a GitHub issue, and I'll take pride. Somebody bought my domain name, William Entrikin, and renamed it. They've redirected it to open source projects and poisonous people. Is this craziness? Went a little deeper and I even gave them a proposal. And I'm not here to be lazy either. I'm not here to be like, you need to answer my questions. I'm not entitled. I will propose a policy. Here's a proposed policy. A pull request always beats an issue. I even used title case because they like title case. Issue was closed. The website was closed. So it went nowhere. Then I went and I reopened the issue on the new one. They locked it. So this issue has been locked. So I also opened the branding. They made a new repo. So I had to move it to the new repo. They locked it. So the guy, minimalism, One more detail. Ethereum Foundation has failed to take any responsibility on these issues. And furthermore, if you actually do a Whois lookup on who is Ethereum.org, who actually owns it, who do you think owns Ethereum.org? Is it Ethereum Foundation? Nope, it's nobody. It's redacted. Super lame. So again, in the blockchain world, we like accountability, immutability. We'd like to know who owns things. And Ethereum Foundation has not done that. Ethereum Foundation doesn't even say that they own Ethereum.org. Who owns it? Who knows? You don't know. I don't know. It's not public. Let's go to the next point. It says, we are Ethereum.org, but we do not represent Ethereum Foundation. So Ethereum.org disclaims relationship with Ethereum Foundation. We don't know who Ethereum.org is, right? And they are the ones that announce when new versions of Ethereum are released. Hudson Jameson used to be the one in charge of this. He would drop, hey, there's a new version of Ethereum. You need to update now or you're going to lose all your money. If you do not read this blog, if you do not upgrade your Ethereum client, you will lose all your money. Every time you do not upgrade, you lose all your money. This is the official communication channel for Ethereum Foundation. It's even called Ethereum Foundation blog. And it's on Ethereum, it's on blog.ethereum.org. However, Ethereum.org people disclaim any relationship with Ethereum Foundation. Are you confused yet? I am. Ethereum Foundation does not represent Ethereum.org does not represent Ethereum Foundation, but Ethereum.org hosts the Ethereum Foundation blog. Sounds like BS to me. Okay, so let's go further. Let's find a contradiction. Oh, here's one. Now, do you remember when the Ethereum Foundation got hacked? Oh yeah, the blog.ethereum.org mailing list incident. A phishing email was sent to 35,000 people by updates.blog.ethereum.org with the following content. Okay, so there's some, crypto spam. This is an announcement by the Ethereum Foundation on their blog, and it's telling you any questions can be directed to security at ethereum.org. But if the security.ethereum.org says they have no relationship with Ethereum Foundation, okay? So the emails are getting sent by ethereum.org. So these emails are sent on ethereum.org, ethereum.org. So you're seeing some BS here. When people are trying to keep things anonymous and there's a lot of money involved and there's legally questionable projects, for me, that's basically, you should assume it's a scam. Now, I can guess why they're doing this. The reason why is they're afraid to get sued. They're doing things that are unclear, they're gray law, they're afraid to get sued. My name's William Entrican. You can find me, you can find my address, you can find where I live. Anybody who's been in the scene since 2018 knows my phone number. I'm out there talking to governments. I travel with my passport. I talk to government wherever I go, and I talk about NFTs. I'm doing things that are legal, okay? I'm setting laws, I'm making laws. So if you want to be Ethereum and you want to be legal, put your name on your project, put your trademark on your project, be proud of what you're doing. Don't be afraid to travel. Go in front of governments. Be a little more public about what you're doing and be less afraid. Be less afraid. Today, I'm happy to announce that I am the person that bought Ethereum2.org. This is owned proudly on NameFi. I assert that I can release the second version of Ethereum. In fact, I bought the domain name Ethereum2.org before Ethereum 2 came out. That's why they renamed it. Remember, it used to be called Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum 2.0. They renamed it. Now they just call it the merge. Why? Because I own the domain name Ethereum2.org. Right? So I completely blocked Ethereum 2 from ever coming out. Why? Because nobody answered. That's how you get answers to questions. Come at me, bro. You can assert your trademark against me for owning Ethereum2.org. But until then, your project is completely closed, completely centralized, and it's not community-based. I've been sitting on the secret that I bought Ethereum2.org for 5 years, waiting today to release it with you on NameFi. Let's go.
That's so sick. I love it. I love it so much. This is so cool. All the good questions asked. I think the Ethereum movement is a movement and needs people to ask the questions and demand an answer. I think this is really great. And William, you have never been shy of those hard questions.
Thank you. And this is love and hate. This is not just telling somebody that I don't like what they're doing. This is an opportunity to step up. And I want this to be a community project. So the ambiguity is weakness. And I want strength here.
Did they ever get back to you about those questions? I think you know a lot of people in the circle, right? Put them on GitHub and the issue get locked. But did you have in-person discussion with them ever? What do anyone said?
No
What did
comments
anyone
on
say?
in-person discussion. No comment, but online, the people that have publicly been associated. Because remember, there's people that are associated with the project and people that are anonymous. So I don't want to talk about that. But people that are publicly associated with the project have said that they will send this to legal. So this is kind of like a legal will decide this for us type of response. But you also need to actually follow up with legal. So if you follow up with legal and you get an answer, then that's fine. But if you don't follow up, then you're abdicating your responsibility. Victor, I want to tell you that, yeah, I did go through the whole NameFi process. I pulled it in. It was smooth. It's in there. We can, that stuff works. It was great.
Glad to hear that. Right now we are fully private, so we don't actually update who is. We use a shield using name on it, but we serve as a proxy for people to contact if they want to.